Prey is directed by Dan Trachtenberg and tells the story of Naru, a Comanche woman who is trying to become a hunter. But when a predator emerges from the skies and starts killing people and animals, she is trying to figure out what the predator is, how she's able to stop it before the predator eventually decides to kill her native tribe. Now, I love the first Predator movie. I thought this film is a classic. I think it is one of the best horror/action films ever made. The characters are all so memorable and likable and just so much fun to watch. But seeing these macho men put into a situation where they're basically little girls in comparison to this monster just makes the whole film have a sense of tension and horror that's hard to emulate in most other movies. And I was surprised that back then this got bad reviews. I thought when I watched it for the first time, it was incredible. And it was a nostalgic film for me. I watched it a lot with my dad. And so I was very interested in this new Predator movie. I did not like any of the sequels all that much. Thought 2 was okay, but everything after that was mediocre to bad. Especially the last film. So I did not have high hopes for this. But what interested me is that it's a prequel that will take place way before the first movie during the 1700s. And we'll see where that pistol from the second Predator movie comes from. And so, yeah. And after watching Prey, I gotta say, we finally got a good Predator movie. But is it as good as critics are saying? In my opinion, I think it's a bit overhyped. I had quite a bit of problem with this film, but I will happily say that for the most part, I have a lot more positive things to say about this rather than negatives. So I'm just going to go over my negatives and get those out of the way. I thought the characters were flat. I did not care much about Naru as a character. I did not really grasp her struggles. She doesn't have any other quirks or personality to her character or little things that make her unique. She just wants to be a better hunter, and that's it. That's all I ever got from her. I didn't see any other character traits around this character, and so I wasn't able to get personally emotionally attached to this character throughout the entire journey. Nor do the other side characters. They all felt one note. So the story could have used a little bit more better characters. The dialogue could have used a little bit more Native American and Comanche language. And that could help make this feel a little bit more authentic. There are some inaccuracies to the time period that just felt like a reverse of old Western or some old Western type of movies that just reverse certain roles of characters. But overall, I think my biggest problem with this film has to be the characters, basically. I think the characters could have used a lot more work and the story would have been more emotionally satisfying. Because the themes and messages of the film that tried to convey, I don't think it landed that well for me because the characters were just not that likable or I wasn't that emotionally attached. But other than the characters and some historical inaccuracies and the dialogue being way too good of American, I will say that the Predator itself, holy shit, the Predator is the best character in this entire film. He is ruthless, brutal. He is everything that I want a Predator to be in a Predator film. And the Predator actually had a lot of intense moments up until the final battle. But before that, everything else was awesome, bloody, and brutal. I will say the directing, that's my computer, I will say that the directing also was really good. I think Dan did a good job directing this film. The cinematography is absolutely beautiful. I thought the way the camera was able to stay still for most of this film while following the characters throughout the action, I thought it was all handled very well. I think that as an action film, this film very much delivered on that front. And in terms of horror, I think it built up the Predator very well. We see him start to hunt smaller animals to bigger prey, and then when he eventually goes to the humans, you feel all the more scared about this creature because you're seeing just how powerful he can really be and how much he can take. You know that bear scene in the trailer that we saw? That was awesome and really shows the strength of what this creature is capable of. The pacing overall is really good. In a technical level and an action standpoint, this film is excellent and overcomes most of the flaws. And even though the final battle can be a little bit of fun, though, I will admit seeing Naru being able to overcome literally every single one of the Predator's attacks felt a little bit unrealistic. And to me, this screams a little bit of the problems I used to have with the Predator sequels. They make the main characters a lot stronger than they should. To me, what made the final battle in the first Predator movie so entertaining was seeing Dutch having to resort to his more primal instincts to overcome this creature. Because this Predator basically overcame all their weapons and tactics as big buff army guys, and Dutch had to eventually overcome the Predator by using handmade weapons and handmade explosions. Now, that doesn't automatically mean he's automatically better, because he still had problems trying to kill the Predator. And the Predator still shows a lot of strength and does not show mercy towards Dutch in that film. And was able to make Dutch really get hurt. I never felt that same way about the main character here. She never really gets hurt all that much by the Predator. I want to see her get beaten up, and I know that is weird to say because the character is a woman, but what makes a character likable in the story is seeing them overcome challenges. The challenge here is trying to defeat the Predator. If the Predator doesn't show all that much strength towards our main character, and it doesn't make our main character feel like she's being overwhelmed, why would I care about this character when she believed that she could easily overcome this Predator? Sure, the Predator killed her brother. Mild spoilers, but yeah, I don't think that this goes back to my problem with the characters. I just don't care about them. And yeah, it's really the characters that just make this movie a missed opportunity. If they're able to fix the characters, this movie would have been amazing in my opinion. But in general, it's just a good, fun Predator action film with weak characters and characterization, awesome action sequences, but not enough substance. It's a movie that almost got the Predator right, but wasn't able to reach those heights of the original. Because if it had good characters, this would have been almost been next to it. But as it stands, It's just fun. And that's all I could say about it. I'm going to give Prey a B-. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.